February 21st, WBC Welterweight Championship on the line. Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia. I'm telling you right now, this fight has chaos written all over it. Not just because of the styles, not just because of the belt, but because of where both these fighters are mentally and career-wise. This is one of those fights where somebody either rebuilds their reputation or watches it collapse in real time. Now, let's start with the champion, Mario Barrios. Barrios is a pressure fighter. He's tall for the welterweight division. He's got a long frame, long jab, and he fights like a man who understands that physicality wins fights at 147. He's not flashy, he's not slick in the traditional sense, but what he does well is apply consistent, educated pressure. He doesn't just walk forward recklessly. He uses the jab to step in range. He throws combinations, especially with the body, and he's comfortable fighting in a mid-range exchange where both guys are trading. Now, Barrios thrives in chaos. He's kind of a fighter who doesn't panic when he gets clipped. He'll eat a shot if it means he gets to land his zone. He's durable, he's physically strong, and he believes in breaking opponents down over time. That's his strategy. But here's the problem, all right? His last few performances have left a lot of doubt, at least to me. The draw against Ramos showed us that Barrios can be dragged into messy fights where he doesn't fully control the tempo. Then the fight with Manny Pacquiao, a legend in his late 40s, washed. From being honest, coming out of retirement was supposed to be a statement win. Instead, it turned into another razor-thin result. 2 draws, and there were moments in that fight where Pacquiao's speed and timing gave Barrios serious problems. That matters because now he's facing one of the fastest hands in boxing. Ryan Garcia is the definition of explosive. When he's confident, when he's sharp, there aren't many fighters on the planet who can match his hand speed. His left hook, especially to the head and the body, is one of the most dangerous weapons in the sport, and he doesn't need to dominate rounds. He doesn't need 80 punches in the round. He just needs one clean opening, and when he finds it, the fight changes instantly. But Ryan Garcia is coming into this fight under pressure, real pressure. That loss to Rolly Romero wasn't just a loss, it exposed things. Romero didn't outbox Ryan, he overwhelmed him. He pressured him, made it physical, didn't respect his power at all, and forced Ryan to fight an uncomfortable fight. And once Ryan started backing up in the straight lines, once the timing was disrupted, he didn't look like the same sharp counter puncher we're used to seeing. That fight raised questions, man. Can Ryan handle sustained pressure at welterweight? All right, can he fight effectively off the back foot? Can he adjust mid-fight when plan A doesn't work? And Mario Barrios is absolutely going to test those questions. Stylistically, this fight is fascinating. Barrios wants to close distance. He wants to double up the jab, step inside, and turn this into a fight fought in layers. Body, head, combinations, physical exchanges. He wants Ryan thinking about more than just setting traps. Ryan, on the other hand, he's gonna want space in this fight. He wants the rhythm to flow. He wants to control the center of the ring, make Barrios reach and time him when he's coming in, because that's the key. Barrios can be hit when he enters the ring. Barrios' defense on the way in isn't airtight, all right? He leans forward at times. He brings his head over his front foot. And against a puncher with Ryan's speed, that's really dangerous. Very dangerous. If Ryan can establish his jab early and keep Barrios at the end of it, this fight becomes a timing contest. And in a timing contest, Ryan has the edge, in my opinion. He's faster, his counters are sharper, and if he lands that left hook clean while Barrios is stepping in, we could see a knockdown. Maybe even a stoppage, but there's another side to this. If Barrios absorbs that early speed and doesn't get discouraged, if he keeps stepping forward, investing in the body, then the dynamic changes because Ryan has shown vulnerability when fights get physical. Barrios is naturally bigger than regular welterweights, is thicker through the frame. If he leans on Ryan, pushes him back, digs into the ribs, makes him fight every second, those fast hands start to slow down by the middle rounds, okay? And that's where this fight could flip. Early rounds, I would say, likely favors Ryan. He's going to be sharp, quick, explosive. The crowd is going to react to every left hook. But if Barrios stays disciplined, doesn't get reckless, and accepts that he might lose the first few rounds while applying pressure, round 6, round 7, round 8, it will start looking different. The fight might come down to conditioning and composure if it keeps going on. Now, who handles adversity better? If Ryan gets clipped early, does he stay calm? If Barrios gets dropped, does he stick to the plan? Because both scenarios are possible, and mentally, this is huge for both guys. For Barrios, people question whether he's truly the best welterweight in the division. Really questionable, or just holding the belt at the right time. A dominant win over a star like Ryan Garcia changes that narrative overnight. For Ryan, this is about credibility, honestly. He's had the fame, he's had the social media spotlight, but boxing fans want consistency, they want resilience, they want him to bounce back from adversity, not just talk about it. This is his opportunity to prove he's more than just potential. Technically, I'm watching 3 things closely. First, Ryan's footwork. If he moves laterally and doesn't retreat straight back, he can't frustrate Barrios all night, all right? But if he starts backing up in lines, Barrios will trap him. Second, Barrios' body work, man. If he commits downstairs early, even if it doesn't pay off immediately, it will matter later. Thirdly, the patience, man. Whoever loses emotional control first could lose the fight, because this has the energy of a fight where someone gets hurt early. That's how I see it. And if that happens, does the other guy rush in recklessly, or do they stay smart? Now let's talk about the prediction. If this fight stays long range and technical, I lean toward Ryan Garcia. His speed is a real problem. His timing is elite when he's composed. And Barrios has shown that he can be touched by fast fighters. But if this fight becomes a trench war, a physical grind, making it uncomfortable, where punches are flying in combinations and neither man has full control, I will start to lean towards Barrios. The championship rounds, if he gets there, that could be the deciding factor. If it gets to round 9, round 10, 11, where the heart and conditioning matter, that's where pressure either breaks you or sharpens you. I don't see this being a boring decision. I don't see 12 cautious rounds of jabbing and circling. I just don't see that at all. I see the momentum swinging. I see knockdowns as a real possibility. I see both fighters having moments. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if this ends inside the distance. This is redemption versus validation. This is speed versus pressure. This is explosiveness versus durability. And when I was watching the face-off interview between both guys, something Ryan Garcia said stood out to me. He talked about how, losing once, that sucks. Losing twice, bad. But losing 3 times, he's not trying to be in that statistics. And to me, that's a green flag for him, because that shows his determination. He's fighting not just to win the belt, not just to add a name to his fight record, but he's fighting for his boxing reputation. And I think he's going to be carrying that in a positive manner into this fight. But with that being said, I think with this fight, I'm gonna go with Ryan Garcia. I just feel like I've seen more from him in this stylistic matchup. Barrios' performance against Pacquiao was really shocking to me, man. With how long Pacquiao has been out, how old he is, and then Barrios has 2 draws in a row. I just don't see him succeeding against Garcia, but it's close, all right? It's close. In my opinion, it's a 50-50 fight. I'm not gonna be advising anyone to place any type of bets on this type of fight, and I might be wrong. If I change my mind, I will post another video, but for now, I think I'm gonna go with Ryan Garcia by a late TKO. But let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Don't forget to like this video if you like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this. Peace.